operations director, or do you see what I mean? Find an assistant coach. I mean, it depends how and when you get away with it, but that's most of the stuff. I think that's where most of the hard work is done. From the owner's point of view, is ringing around saying, "What's he like? What's he like? What's he like? What's he like?" Do you see what I mean? Ben Simon's a really classic one at the Sheffield Steelers. You know, he came out of well left field. Do you see what I mean? There's no way Phillips could have known his extensive background. All he can see is people saying, "This guy's a good, you know, you need this guy," you know. I think. You know, I don't. It's interesting, but there are some questions. Because obviously I always say in an interview, don't be afraid for the interviewee to ask questions. You know. So what questions is a coach asking of the club then? How much is my budget and how big is my car?
Well, I think budget is one that you need to know, because if you're the sort of coach that doesn't mind bringing in younger players that are maybe coming straight from college hockey or are maybe coming from Eastern European leagues, then you might be better suited to a low-budget club.
Yeah.
But if you're a big-budget club, you're going to be expected to go shopping for those marquee signings.
Yeah.
I think if I'm interviewing someone, I want to know that they've got contacts.
Yeah, I think that's
and
it.
that they can handle big egos. And that they can manage someone who has played in the NHL, sold out rinks, 15,000 a night, and now you've got a 7-hour bus trip to Scotland. It's not a private jet taking you to a 5-star hotel anymore.
No.
It's that coach we've hired.
Yeah.
So I want to know, I think, that a coach can handle those personalities and those egos, or that they can handle the young kid that's making his way as a pro for the first time and he's got a bit of money in his pocket and he's tempted by a night on the town.
When you were working at the Hull Stingrays and you were doing commentary there, you used to speak to me all the time about when visiting teams, players used to come through the door for the first time and realise where they were playing.
It's when they went onto the bench and realised there isn't a bench.
Yes.
You have to stand all game.
And I think that's when I think some players will realise, I'm not in Kansas anymore, isn't it? All right, Jonathan. For question number 2, I thought we'd stick with the coaching theme, you know, because none of us have ever been coaches. I mean, I've coached a football team, I've coached a futsal team, but I've never done anything beyond that. I don't know about yourself.
My degree was in sports coaching, technically.
But
I've never actually got any technical coaching experience. I teach for a living.
Okay.
Teaching is not coaching.
Okay. So let's say we've managed to fluke our way into a hockey club.
Well, I think I can ace your job interview.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah, you could sell me your vision, absolutely. I mean, I'd have to do some research, and for some reason I decide not to and give you the job. How long is it till you get sacked?
You say that I've been recruited over the summer.
Yeah, I think you've had a summer recruitment. No, I tell you what, I'm going to give you a little bit of help. You've been signed about a week before the season starts, so all your recruitment's been done for you. The club is there, ready. It just needs coaching.
Okay. Do I have an assistant coach?
No.
Right, that is my first problem. Because I've now got to go in on Monday morning and run a training session. And I don't know what to train them. So I'm going to have to bluff it.
Okay.
So I'm straight onto YouTube. Hockey training ideals, because that's one of the things we were taught, university coaches. If you've not got any idea for training sessions, use the internet. Great resource.
Really?
Borrow stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
You say you come with all sorts of good ideas. Oh, that's good. Never thought of that.
Yeah.
And also, don't look at your own sport. Look at other sports and see what they do and see if there's anything you can borrow.
Okay.
Not a lot translates as well to ice sports. But essentially we can, I'll be able to find a couple of skating drills as a warm-up, make sure everybody's involved, basic coaching principles. But it wouldn't take long at all for the players to realise that this guy doesn't know what he's on about.
You don't think you'd last a week?
I would get through a couple of drills, but I think the players would instantly know this guy's bluffing it. He doesn't know hockey.
So you think with an assistant coach you can last a bit longer?
With an assistant coach, you can say, look, coach, I would like you to be in charge of training. Here's what I want from the team. I want us to play 1-3-1. And I want this guy on the point on the power play, and I want this guy as a defensive pair. You can give them some parameters and let them do the coaching.
That's almost
you are there as a manager to oversee things,
and
manage the personalities and And so you're there and you're watching and you're learning. And when you know you can intervene because you've seen something you don't like, hey, stick on the ice, come on. Don't let that cross-crease pass come through. When you see things, you can interject.
Yeah.
But there's too much other stuff going on. I'm never going to be able to pick up on it all.
Essentially,
so I need to try and bluff my way through as best as possible.
Essentially, what you're saying to that coach is, I know how to coach players, but I want to see you do it first. You know, I'm the best at coaching players. But
no, I think as a new manager, you'd be able to say, look, I just want to take a step back, see what the players can
so
do
in the
first.
drills today.
See what the players can do, spot their interactions, and then I'll start to take more control as time goes on.
Okay. So do you think you make it to a game then?
I think I'd make it through the first week just because I don't think they'd be able to sack you during that first week. Would you sack a coach within a week?
Well,
I think you'd give them a game to see if the methods worked.
No, I'm just saying, you think that you can put a little bit of the actual coaching element onto...
I think for a new coach, you're not going to be expected to come in and revolutionise things. Yeah. If you drop me in mid-season, you could just say, keep doing what you've been doing, lads, for a couple of games until I've seen you play and I know what you're all about.
Yeah, pick up a couple of weeks' paychecks.
But then, no, that's what a coach would do. How often does a new football manager get appointed but spend his first game in the stands?
That's true.
I just want to watch them today. And see who actually can play and who deserves to be in the team and who doesn't. I think as a newly appointed coach, you wouldn't be... I don't think it'd be problematic to take a back seat for a couple sessions at least.
Arsene Wenger did that, though, when he took over at Arsenal, though, didn't he? He came down and he was introduced to all the players in the training on the training fields, and he went down to meet them all, and they were like, where are they? And the assistant coach or whoever at the time was like, oh, they're running across country. And he went, well, go get them back then. They don't run cross country in football. Come back here immediately. We're changing that. You know, he's coming in on... So you wouldn't try and go, here's some radical new approach, which is why you don't understand it, lads. It's very much...
No, I don't think... I think Wenger believed in his system. I'm not sure I believe in mine. Remember, I'm not a hockey coach. I'm bluffing here.
But if that's the key to the con is belief. You got to believe.
I think I could do a pretty good motivational speech on game night.
Yeah. What about tape? You'd have to show him some tape, wouldn't you?
I've got to show him some tape. We've probably not got a lot of tape. If it's an Elite League season, first game, we may have a pre-season game show. But that's fine because, I'd be able to take a clip of the power play and you can see how they're setting up.
Yeah.
You know what the threat's going to be.
Yeah.
So you've got a detail. Right. They're not looking for the point shot. They're looking to work it for the one-timer in the circle. Fine. That's what you've got to be aware of. And so you know who your PK unit is. So there you go. You've seen what they like to do. Deal with it.
Deal with it.
But it wouldn't take long, I don't think. Within a week or so, I think the senior players, the captain, they're chatting amongst themselves. Who's this guy? He doesn't know what he's on about.
Yeah.
And once the players think that, they want to win, so they're going to try and win. But then a few games in, it's clear that actually he doesn't know what he's doing. These tactics are vanilla, and we're being picked apart. We need this guy out.
Yeah,
they're going to be having a quiet word with the owner,
and saying,
and word's going to get around.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't think I could last a month.
What if they won? I think, let's say you win your first 2 games, just because the talent's better. It's it's the beginning of the season. Nobody knows what they're doing here. And at the beginning of the season, you're just trying to run your drills, aren't you? You're just trying to play your best because you don't want to get sacked. So everybody's playing at their best.
If the team is winning, then I think you can survive until the team starts losing. Because, to be honest, who cares how good the coach is if the team is winning?
Yeah.
It's only a problem when the team starts losing.
Yeah. So
once there are a couple of losses, then the players have got an excuse to speak up.
Okay.
I'm also trying to find room in my budget for an assistant coach if you haven't already given me one. Because again, I say, I don't know. I'm trying to bluff my way through it.
Yeah.
I just think generally the fan in the stand they have a hockey vision. They have an idea. We do. We know what sort of hockey we like to see, what players we enjoy.
Yeah.
And when a player makes a mistake on the ice, we generally know why they've made it. Why did you step up and make that hit? You've got to collapse back in that situation.
Yeah. I mean, I'm agreeing with you, but
so
I
there
never
are
know
certain coaching points that we could pick up on. But the minutiae of it, the really detailed tactical stuff, is beyond us.
Yeah.
Or it's certainly beyond me. I'm learning all the time, but it's beyond me. And so the level of input that these players want, I can't provide.
Yeah.
And so they're pretty soon going to realise I'm not developing as a player here.
Yeah.
I've not been taught anything new.
It's interesting because, I think I would, if I was in a similar situation, I'd just go full crazy on it. I'd go in, just be like, right, hello, I'm Stephen Dowson, and I'm going to blow your minds with my brand new. We're going to play a new system of hockey called Total Hockey, and we're going to get rid of all of this, none of this. This is what we're, and in a bid to dazzle them into believing I know what I'm talking about. And then, oh, God, we don't understand the system. Don't worry, lads. That's the system. That you don't understand the system.
Isn't that just going to result in you being 6-0 down after the first 20 minutes?
But maybe not. Because I've seen really well-trained teams get absolutely hammered. So why not have my power?
The logic is a little off, I think, on this one.
I've seen teams lose 8-0 who are very good and very well-trained.
But if you were put in charge of a team, you'd want the team to win. So I don't believe that if you were made coach of a team tomorrow, you would genuinely do that. I think you would take it more seriously. I know I would.
I am taking it seriously. I'm taking it deadly seriously. But if I come in...
But did you do that with the teams you've coached?
Well, I understood the teams a lot more. But yeah, I think for most of the time, when I was doing futsal coaching, I had a level 1 coaching badge in it. So I could run some training. So I think there's a difference. But in terms of tactics... I wasn't exactly going, okay, lads, we're going to play, this, just let them, it was super basic stuff. But I also had super basic
Kick the ball
players.
in the goal.
Yeah, you see this? Round thing, in goal. Get in. Well done, lads. I wasted all my timeouts, but then that would make me a pretty good hockey coach, I guess. I think you've got to go, because if you go in and trying to be a regular hockey coach, you're going to get found out like that. They're going to go, that's not what a coach does. What's he doing? Whereas if you go in like some kind of, I'm a revolutionizer. I'm somebody who's going to rip up whatever you think you know about hockey. Today we're going to do this. And they might go, well, this must be just his system. We'll give it a chance. And I think that gets me to at least the third period of the first game. Yeah.
Okay. Let's throw back to question 1 briefly.
Okay.
How bad's a coach got to be? You're the owner. How bad's a coach got to be during that first game for you to fire them before the game's over?
You see, that's interesting.
Or the end of the
there
first
you go.
game.
It's like it's a little bit of the damned United, isn't it? Like, yeah, if it's 8-0 down,
but that's an example of the players saying we don't like what the coach is doing. You've got to get that player buy-in.
Yeah,
Clough didn't have the player buy-in. The players didn't want him. If the players don't want him, there are more players than coaches. But it's easier to fire a coach.
But flip it round
to fire a team.
Let's say the Elite League in a month's time, a team goes out there and gets beaten 8-0 in their first game. We'd still be pretty mortified if a coach got sacked after one bad result, wouldn't we?
But if you knew that was on the back of a coach that had been bluffing it all week and didn't know his stuff, and the captain has already
but how
been to see
stupid do you look as an owner for giving him the job? It's that moment, oh man, George, it's that Southampton George Weah kind of...
Oh, George Weah's cousin. Ali Dyer.
Yeah, managing to get all the way into Southampton, and then he lasted
20 minutes. He was subbed off.
Yeah, but he was subbed off, but he trained for a while.
Oh, he stayed with the club.
Do you see what I mean? He was there a while before they went.
First game nerves. We'll give him a month.
Exactly what they said, and so even then, when you do bluff it, you can make it for a little bit.
So we can last for the month. Thing is, we can't use the different culture if we're coaching in this country. If our coaching job was in North America, say, I'm struggling to adapt to the North American style. I'm used to UK hockey.
Yeah.
That excuse might buy you some time. It doesn't buy us time over here.
No, I guess not.
So the hypothetical answer we're drawing towards then is it's about a month.
I think
we're appointed the last week of August before the season starts in September.
Yeah. In the best case scenario, where if all the recruitment's been done for you, it's a week before. It's like 2 or 3 days before the first game. I think the best case scenario is you win your first 2, nobody cares. Then you start losing the next 2 or 3, and then you get dropped. Or the actual scenario, I think that's the best case scenario. I think the more likely scenario is on the first day you pick up your hockey stick to start doing coaching, and you're realizing you're holding the wrong end, and then you get fired.
Yeah, I skate out onto the ice and everything's great, But then I realised that I'd never learned to skate backwards. I can only